there has been shift in the entire industry. The demand is going to change the way we are, the demand for products, and especially with the EVs coming in and the government's vision of obviously interventions from BS4 to BS6 and the time span that you mentioned, Mr. Jain. So this clearly indicates that we need to reskill our existing people and start building the future talent pipeline so that there is no disruptions in the business. Taking the cue from here, Mansi, I just wanted to understand from you if we agree that there is going to be shortage and the demands and the shifts because of technological interventions, government policies, we would be required, and to obviously the changing preferences on the customer side also. There is a new demand which will get generated, which will for that you will require separate skill sets. So wanted to understand from your point of view, Mansi, what is Vikas Group doing at an organizational level to kind of address these challenges, you know?
Still a wonderful question. I think I can say that we've adopted apprenticeship as a big step, to fulfill this skill gap. Every year, we almost appoint at least nothing less than 800 apprentices across our locations. And our aim is to give them on-the-job training, mentoring, etc., which is a part of the apprentice curriculum any which ways, besides the classroom trainings on certain behavioral aspects, which are very much, very important to help them become employable and continue to remain employable in the times to come. So and after the tenure, I mean, absorbing them wherever appropriate, or at least making them industry ready. So that's something which we've been doing for the last, I think, almost 10 years now. We've been one of the early birds into this program. So therefore, so that part of our activity continues to gain ground. But in addition to that, I think we are continuously in discussions with academia as well on how to partner with them for internship programs and how to catch this talent young, I would say. So these are a couple of initiatives. I would say that, I mean, the evolution in this whole journey has been ongoing. We're learning as we grow and trying to adopt newer things.
So rightly said, Mansi, you know, and I think apprenticeship globally, if you ask me, has proven one of the effective methods or effective strategies that governments have adopted, especially the European countries, you know, where the entry-level workforce basically enters formal employment through an apprenticeship program, you know. So rightly put. Mr. Sanjay, I just wanted to understand from your perspective, obviously, I mean, your organization is also almost 5 decades into this particular business, and it has seen a lot of changes. What is it that your organization is doing to kind of meet the future skill requirements, you know?
See, traditionally being more than 5 decades old, the focus of apprentice was limited to ITIs. And because you were present in locations where local ITI colleges used to be there, so what used to happen is those training placement officers used to come and visit your factories and request you that if you can provide the older version of the apprentice programs, which used to be about a 6 months duration, wherein they require a kind of an on-the-job training, and so that they can complete the 6 months, and then that gets recognized as a formal curriculum to get the ITI certificate awarded. Now, the focus for us and the way what we are talking about the current apprentice programs changed when the government introduced the concept known as NEEM. But again, it was taken up only as a substitute to a formal contract labor. And we did not implement NEEM only for this reason, because the objective of the government was to increase the skill of the people and to increase their qualification through an enhancement route. And The other input was that if you are committing resources for that, you get to use them as a contract labor for about 8 hours. But you need to provide those 2 or 3 hours of education so that those people learn. Which is what, when we found out how the NEEM has been implemented in most of the organizations, we only found out it's just a substitute of contract labor, and the all placement agencies or the so-called official agencies imparting these names were only talking to you that it's a substitute and it's an economic version for you. And that's
Got
where as management we differ. But when NAPS came in, we adopted NAPS primarily for the reason because, see, we as an industry have to take a larger objective and build on the developing of the people. So essentially, why we have implemented NAPS is not whether it gives any financial benefits, but for the sole reason we want to give back to the society. We are encouraging at all our 9 manufacturing units to particular focus on NAPS, wherein one of the criteria which we have taken is on the economic front. So we are preferring females, we are preferring persons from the lower strata. And it requires a lot of communication and clarity because uh, those people at the entry level is about, I mean, if you look at the basic requirement of 10th class, although it starts with the 6th class also, a person with that will not have emotional or knowledge-based maturity. So you need to make them understand a lot as to what they are going into, what the kind of career they can achieve if they complete and understand what's the degree or an apprentice program. The other thing that we have done is to develop what we say is the future leadership program, wherein right from 1 year's experience, we have mapped people
okay.
for the future roles. Uh, let's say the ratio would be one person out of about 20 or 30 odd people. So if we have 500 odd people, we'll pick up about 20 odd people there, 20 to 30 odd people, and then they will be mentored and given additional skill set so that they develop leadership capabilities. And in 3 to 5 years time, we should be in a position to uh, make them ready, at least for the section head or the number 2 in the section head program, which otherwise would be about 7 to 10 years time. So through this, what we are looking at is developing future leaders in about 3 to 4 years time.
Sure.